SBAPO prelims. Let's start from question number 31 onwards. Question number 31, we have arithmetic questions. So let's hold arithmetic questions and we'll do it later. Let me verify what is there in 36. Again, arithmetic. So from 41, yes, till 41 we have arithmetic questions. Now let's solve from 41 onwards. These are approximations, our interesting topic. 5 into 9, 45. Take 45 to other side. 132 minus 45. That is equal to, first subtract 32. Again we have to subtract 13. When you subtract 32, 100 minus 13, that is equal to 87. X by 4 is equal to 87. X is equal to 87 4 times. 84 times 320, 7 4 times 28, total 348. First option answer. Now when you observe this, 14 into 25. 25 10 times 250, 25 4 times 100, total 350, plus 58, 408, divided by 4.04, treat it as 4. 408 by 4, 102, third option answer. Fourth root of 256. 256 can be written as 16 square or 4 power 4. Fourth root of 4 power 4, that is 4. 4 into 27. 4 times in the sense double, easy to calculate. 27 double 54. 54 double 108 minus 25 square. 5 square, that is 25. 100 minus 28. 8 minus 5, that is 3. 83 answer, which is our third option. Now divided by 17. 7 times 119. 151 minus 7, that is equal to 144. Minus x square is equal to 80. Then minus x square goes to other side, becomes plus x square. 80 comes to left hand side, that becomes minus 80, that is equal to 64. 64 is equal to x square, then x value is equal to 8. Fifth option answer. Now 352 minus 352 minus x, minus of minus becomes plus. This is 65 square. So plus 65 and then 2 to the power of 8, which is 256. If you take 256 to left hand side and minus x to other side, so positive x is equal to 352 minus 256. First subtract 252. 100 we have. Still we have to subtract 4. Subtract 4 from this number, that is equal to 61. 100 plus 61, that is 161 total. Fourth option answer. Now from 46 onwards we have caselet. Let's complete the caselet. Never try caselet at the end. This data is regarding number of travelers handled by a travel and tours company in 4 months, January, February, March, April. So it is Jan, February, March and then April. No, total number of travelers, male, female together, it is international plus domestic, obviously. So clearly you are going to have two things, that is international and then domestic. Total number of travelers in January is 2/3 of that of February. In February, if at all, if you have 3 parts, in January you will have 2 parts. Let me change color. 3 parts and then 2 parts for easy purpose. 4/5 and 3/4 of total number of travelers in January and February respectively are domestic travelers. Denominator, fraction is there, denominator, concentrate on denominator. 5 and 4, that is 20. So let's multiply these numbers with 20. Then it becomes, I'll treat it as 60 parts and I'll treat it as 40 parts. Then easily we can calculate 4/5. 1/5 of this number is 8. 4/5 is equal to 32 parts. These are domestic. Then 8 parts are international travelers. In February, 3/4. 3/4 is equal to 45 parts. And here remaining are international 15 parts. Next we have total number of travelers in March are equal to the number of domestic travelers in February. Domestic travelers in February we have 45. So total number of travelers in March is equal to 45 parts. Total number of travelers in April is twice that of March. In March, we have 45 parts. Twice is equal to 90 parts. In April, we are going to have 90 parts. There are 1215 domestic travelers in March, and the number of international travelers in March is 315, less than those in March. In March, international travelers are 15 parts, but in March, 315 less, they said. And domestic travelers are 1215. Now, sum of these two numbers must be equal to 45 parts. Already 15 parts we have. So 30 parts is equal to sum of these two numbers. 1215 minus 315, that is equal to 900. From this, P is equal to 30. Once we have P value is equal to 30, let us multiply every number with 30 because P is equal to 30. Number of international travelers in April, 1/3 of those in February. International travelers in February, we have 15 parts, 1/3 is equal to 5 parts. If 5 parts is here, out of 90, remaining is equal to 85 parts. You know, 1 part is equal to 30, every number can be multiplied with 30. And then replace P values with 30. You'll have one more table, and that looks like this one. Domestic, international, January we have 1200, 40 into 30, 1200, 60 into 30, 1800, 45 into 30, 1350, 90 into 3, 2700, 8 into 30, 240 international, 15 30s, 450. Already we have 45 parts is equal to 1350. Out of 1350, if 1215 are here, remaining 135 should be there. 135 on 1215. And then 5 parts, that is 150. Out of 2700, if 150 are international, remaining 2550 are domestic. So once after converting every number of parts to number, it looks like this. Now, what is the difference between total number of travelers in February that and in April? It is about total number of travelers, not domestic and international. It is about total. Difference between total number of travelers in February and April. February and April difference is 900, which is fourth option. Once the table is prepared, it will be easy. Out of total number of domestic travelers, male, female in January and February together, the respective ratio between number of male domestic travelers and female domestic travelers is 1:5. So total 6 parts we have. What is the total number of male domestic travelers in January and February together? January and February together, domestic travelers data is equal to 2310, out of which male are 1 part and female are 5 parts. So total it is 6 parts. So male are 1/6 of total. 6 3 times. How many options are starting with 3? Yes, there is only one. Final answer, fourth option. In December, in the same year, the total number of travelers grew by 60% from the March. In March, we have 1350, 60% above we have to calculate. That is 10% double and triple. Instead of multiplying 10% with 6, go for 10% double. 135 double, 270. 270 triple, 810. So when you add 810 to this number, that becomes total 2160. Now, if 30% of total number of travelers in December are international travelers, how many international travelers handled by the company in December? So they said clearly 30%. So already we have 2160. Out of this, 30% we have to calculate. Now that means 2 zeros gets cancelled. 6 3s 18. Answer should end with 8. How many options are ending with 8? There is only one option which is ending with 8. Next, 49. Number of international travelers in March is what percentage less than that in January? That in January, in the sense international travelers in January, we have 240, and in the March 135. What percentage less, they said? So difference is equal to 105, less out of 240 percentage into 100. Now 50% of the denominator is equal to 120. From this we have to subtract 15. 5% is equal to 12. This is more than 5%. So approximately if you treat it as 6% and if you subtract 6% from this, answer should be close to 44%. Answer must be close to 44%. There is only one option, 43.75, fourth option answer. Number of international travelers in April is approximately what percent of domestic travelers in the same month? April month, international travelers are 150, domestic are 2550. Now we were asked to calculate 150 as a percentage with respect to 2550. Now 1% of denominator is 25.5. Now to get 150, approximately we have to multiply this with 6, then you'll get 153 approximate to that. So 1% into 6, answer must be close to 6%, third option answer. Next we have number of received emails and number of read emails. Number of received emails is equal to number of read emails plus number of unread emails. Number of pending emails from the previous date to be considered for calculation data is related to number of emails received on Monday only. So this data is regarding emails received on Monday, read emails and then unread emails. Now convert data given in bar graph to table, because appropriate respect to numbers are not mentioned here. And when you look at y-axis 0, 50, 100, 150. So 50-50 gap is there. There are 5 lines in your PDF between 0 to 50, 50 to 100. So each line occupies 10. Now when you convert this bar chart to table, it looks like this. A, B, C, D, E are 5 companies. And then read emails, unread emails. On A, read emails are 180, 300, 180, 300. B, 330 and then 210, 330, 210. Next 120 and then 180. Next 250 and then 390. Next it is 190 and then 230. Yes. Once after preparing the table, start these questions. If the number of emails received by F, received they are asking, was 38% more than that by C. Total C we have 300. 1% is 3, 38% in the sense 38 3 times. 33 is 90, 83 is 24, 114. 300 plus 114, that is equal to 414. Number of emails read by F was 25% more than that unread. So those who are read and unread, if it is 100%, it is 25% more, 125%. That means they are in the ratio 5:4. How many emails were read by F? Read by F, there are 5 parts out of total 9 parts among 414. 9 4 times 36 and then 9 6 times 54. 46 5 times 230 is our answer, which is fourth option. What is the difference between number of received emails by A and A? Received they are saying, that means read and unread both. A total we have 480. E total we have 420. We were asked to calculate difference. 60 is our answer, second option, final answer. What is the average number of received emails by D and E? E already we calculated and it was 420 and D 640. Total it is 1060. We were asked to calculate average, that is 530, second option answer. Percentage of read emails, yes, read emails out of received emails by each of them were equal for A and G. Read emails for A it is 180 and for G also if it is 180. If the number of emails received by G is 360, how many emails were unread? So total are 360. Already 180 we have. Then unread are 180. 180 are unread. Percentage of emails, yes. They are saying percentage of emails out of received emails. Total A is having 480 and then G is having 360. Now both are in the respective ratio 4:3, 123 times, 123 times. So even if the percentage is same, read emails for A and G also should be in the same ratio 4:3. If 4 parts is 180, 1 part is 45, 3 parts is equal to 135. Then 100 are 360 minus 135, that is equal to 225. 225, second option is our final answer. Next, out of emails read by B, 60 percentage. Now for previous question, there can be one more logic that you can apply. G, total it is 360. There is some percentage is following for A and G. Whatever you follow, because the 360 is 9 multiple, read emails are going to be 9 multiple and unread are also going to be 9 multiple. First option is not 9 multiple, second is 9 multiple. This may be your answer, hold it. Third option is not 9 multiple, fourth is not 9 multiple, fifth is not 9 multiple. There is only one 9 multiple, 225. Directly you can go for it. Out of emails read by B, 330, 60 percentage are from male customers. 10 percentage is 33, 60 percentage in the sense into 6. 36 times 180, 3 6 times 18, total 198. Then remaining are 132, they are from female only. 51, number of unread emails from female customers is 51 less than read emails from female customers. So now out of 100, 210. Again there are male and then female. So female unread emails who read by which is done by female is 51 less than read emails. 51 less than this number is equal to 81. What is the number of unread emails from the male customers? Out of 210 which are unread, 81 are from female. Then from male, that is going to be difference here, that is 129. 129 is our answer, which is fourth option. Now from 56 onwards we have information regarding number of trainees under each mentor. Mentor in the sense, like let's say teacher. Trainees in the sense, consider them as students. So each teacher is going to give training for how many number of students? Department A, B, C, D, E. In department A, each teacher will have 40 students. In B, 10 students will be there. In C, 12 students, 20 students in D, 15 students in E. Now the percentage of female trainees. In A, it is 30 percentage. Then number of male trainees in terms of percentage, if female are 30%, then remaining 70 percentage are male. 70 percentage is 140, then male and then female. Let's write it here. Here it is 140, 70 percentage, 30 percentage, 60. Then total it is going to be 200 members and the total trainers are, or you can say mentors. Total mentors. In A, every mentor will have 40 students. Like that we have 200 students. That means there must be 5 mentors. Next. In B, 20 percentage students are there. Then male are 20% are female, 80% are male. 80% and 20%, 1/4 of this number is equal to 14. So these many number of female are going to be there. 14 and then 56. 14 and then 56. Total 70 students are there. In B, each mentor will have 10 students. So for 70 trainers, we need 7 mentors. This is for A, B, C, D and then E. Now 25 percentage, then this is equal to 75 percentage. Using 75%, how will we get 25%? One third. One third of this number is equal to 24. So female trainees are 24, male are 72, total 96. So each mentor will have 12 trainees. For 96 trainees, we need 8 mentors. 15% are female, male are 85%. Then 1% is 204 divided by 85, and female are 15% into 15. 5 17 times, 5 3 times, 17 12 times. 12 into 3, that is 34. So here we have 34 and then 212 threes, 36, and then 204. Total 240 trainees are there. And in D, each mentor will have 20 trainees. So for 240 trainees, we need 12 mentors. Now 12% are female, 88% are male. 1% is 198 divided by 88, and female are 12% into 12. 11 8 times, 11 18 times. 4 2 times, 4 3 times, 2 9 times. 9 3 is 27. So here we have 27 people, and female are 27 and male are 198. Total we have 225 trainees. And in department E, each mentor will have 15 trainees. So for 225 mentors, 225 trainees, we need to have 15 mentors. Yes. Now we don't have to touch this table. Now let's see. What is the difference between total number of female trainees in department BE together? B and E together, female trainees are 41. We were asked to calculate difference between this number and total number of trainees, male, female, in department D. Total in department D, we have 240. So difference between 240 and 41 is 199, fifth option answer. Number of trainees in department E grew by 20% by March 2021. With the new trainees joining, how many more mentors does the organization require such that the number of trainees under each mentor does not change? So given data is for the year 2020 December. Now department E grew by 20% by March 2021. So in March 2021, total number of departments people are increasing. 10% is 22.5. 20% is equal to 45. So extra we are going to have 45 people. Extra trainees are 45. How many more mentors does the organization require such that number of trainees under each mentor does not change? In department E, each mentor will have 15 trainees and extra trainees are 45. So number of extra mentors required is 45 divided by 15, that is equal to 3. Answer 3, option 2. Be careful here. Option 2, answer 3. What is the average number of mentors in departments A, B, C, D? Mentors in A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D. 12 plus 8, 20. 5 plus 7, 12. 20 plus 12, 32. We were asked to calculate average for 4 departments. 32 by 4, answer 8, option 5. Number of female trainees in department D are what percentage less than those in department A? Female trainees in department D are what percentage less than department A? With respect to 60, 36 is 24 less out of 60 percentage into 100. Now 10% of denominator is 6. 6 4 times is 24. So 10% into 4, that is equal to 4. That is equal to 40%. 40% less. Next. Total number of male trainees in department BC together. B and C together. Male trainees 56 plus 72, that is 128, is what percent of number of trainees? Male female in the department A. Male female trainees in department A is 200. So with respect to 200, 128 is what percentage? 2 zeros gets cancelled. 128 by 2, 64. First option is our final answer. Now from 61 onwards, we have quadratic equations, and let's try to solve these questions. 18 can be written as 2 into 9, 4 into 2, 8, and then 9. Plus 8, sorry, minus 8 minus 9, that is minus 17. That is our combination. Then factors are plus 8 plus 9. Then 3 into 4, 12. 12 can be written as 6 into 2. Minus 6 minus 2 minus 8. That is combination. Factors are 6 comma 2. Now 8 comma 6, x greater than y. 8 comma 2, x greater. 9 6, x greater. 9 2, x greater. X greater than y is our final answer. 6 into 4, 24 can be written as 8 into 3. Minus 8 minus 3 minus 11. Factors are plus 8 plus 3 divided by coefficient of x square, that is equal to 6. Now 50 into 3, that is 150. 150 can be written as 15 into 10. Minus 15 minus 10 minus 25. Then factors are plus 15 plus 10 divided by coefficient of y square, that is equal to 50. This is more than 1 and this is 1 by 2. This is 3 by 10, 30%, 1 by 5, 20%. 1 by 2, 50%, and more than 1. More than 1, these are less than 1. X greater than y. 50%, 30%, x greater. 50%, 20%, x greater. X greater than y is our final answer. Now 4 into 3, 12. 12 can be written as 6 and 2. Plus 6 plus 2, that is plus 8. Factors are minus 6 minus 2 divided by coefficient of x square. 6 into 2, 12. 12 can be written as 4 into 3 plus 4 plus 3 plus 7. Then factors are minus 4 minus 3 divided by coefficient of y square, 6. So here we have 3 and here denominator is 6. Let's multiply both numerator and denominator with 2. Then it is minus 12 by 6 and it is minus 4 by 6. Everywhere denominators are same. Forget about it. Minus 12 minus 4, x less than y. Minus 4 minus 4, x equal to y. Minus 12 minus 3, x less. Minus 4 minus 3, x less. X less than or equal to y is our final answer. Next, this is a free question. C value is both negative. Whenever C value is negative, we will get both positive and negative factors. Whenever we get both positive and negative factors, but both equations, and if you consider this particular equation, we will get x greater than y. And if you consider this one, then you will get x less than y. Whenever you get less than and greater than, relation cannot be established. So now onwards, remember, whenever C value for both equations is negative, it is a free question and answer is relation cannot be established. And now 6 we have. 6 can be written as 2 into 3. Minus 2 minus 3 minus 5. Then factors are plus 2 comma plus 3. 20 can be written as 4 into 5. Minus 4 minus 5 minus 9. Factors are plus 4 plus 5. X less than y, x less than y. X less than y, x less than y. X less than y is our final answer. Now, except questions from 31 to 41, except arithmetic questions, all we have completed. And now let's start from question number 31 onwards. Mukesh invested a certain sum for 2 years in scheme A, offering compound interest at 20% per annum. At the rate of 20% per annum, compound interest for 2 years is 44%. That is x% plus x% plus x square by 100. And earned an interest of 3520. Interest obtained is 3520, which is 44%. 1% is divided by 44. He invested the amount received from scheme A. Amount received. Interest received from scheme A is 44%. Amount is equal to 144%. That is 1% into 144. This much is the amount received, which is invested in scheme B, offering simple interest at 18% per annum for 4 years. At the rate of 18% per annum, interest for 4 years is 72%. That is 72 by 100 of this number. Now 0, 0 gets cancelled. In denominator there is 0. Forget about it because you will definitely get a decimal value. 2 into 4, 8. 8 into 2, 6. Numerator ends with 6. Forget about this 10. In denominator that is ending with 4. 6 by 4 in the sense your number should end with 4. 4 4 is 16, or it may end with 9 also. Because in denominator we have 10, we will get one decimal. That means answer should end with either 0.4 or 0.9. How many options are there? This is possible, this is not possible, this is not possible, this is possible, and this is not possible. Two options are there. Either it may be first option or fourth option. Now verify. 144 is 9 multiple. In denominator, we don't have 9 multiple. Not even a multiple of 3. So answer must be in a multiple of 9. 9, forget about it. 8 plus 7, 15. 15 plus 4, 19. 19 plus 4, 23. 23 is not 9 multiple. First option cannot be your answer. Hence, there is only one option left and that has to be your answer. You don't have to verify it. Even if you want to verify, that is going to be waste of your time. 9, straightforward, you can cancel it. 8 plus 1, 10. 10 plus 4, 14. 14 plus 4, 18. 18 is 9 multiple. Fourth option is 9 multiple. Hence, there is only one 9 multiple. Fourth option is our final answer. A working alone can complete a given task in 20 days. So A can complete the work in 20 days and B takes 20% more time than A. 20% in the sense 4 days. 4 days extra B takes. B started working alone for 2 days and was joined by A till the completion of task. That means B is there from the beginning till end of the work, but A joined after 2 days. That means for first 2 days A is not there. In how many days was the entire task completed? Let's use units method. LCM is equal to 120. A per day can do 6 units, B per day can do 5 units. Can we directly divide total number of units with the work done by A, B both together, that is 11 units? If at all, if A and B are working right from the beginning till end of the work, then definitely we can divide this with 11. But A is not there for first 2 days. If A is there for first 2 days, then we can divide. Now let us assume A is there for first 2 days also. That means we have to add extra 2 days work of A. 2 days work of A is equal to 12. 120 plus 12, that is equal to 132. 132 by 11 is equal to 12. So total work can be completed in 12 days. That is equal to fourth option. Just remember one thing. If you know perfectly how many days that a person worked, you can directly subtract it. Now let me show you that also. Total units are 120. You know that B worked for first 2 days. In 2 days, B can complete 2 into 5, that is 10 units work can be completed by B. Remaining is 110. Now this 110 is done by both AB together. AB together can do 11 units, and to complete this, they need 110 by 11, that is equal to 10 days. So total work is completed in 2 plus 10, that is 12 days. Again, we are getting the same answer. The simple funda is, if you know a particular person worked for how many number of days, you can subtract respective number of units from the total work. And if you know a person missed how many days, you can directly add missing days. If you know how many days he worked, subtract. If you know how many days he missed, then add respective units to the total. This is the simple funda. Next. 30 liters of pure water was mixed with 150 liters of pure milk. So water to milk ratio is 31 times and 35 times. Water to milk ratio 1:5. 30 liters of this mixture was sold and some more quantity of pure milk and pure water added. Now 30 plus 150, that is 180 liters. Out of 180 liters, if 30 liters is taken out, remaining is 150. Even in 150 liters also, water is going to be 1 part and milk is going to be 5 parts. That is total 6 parts we have. 150 is equal to 6 parts, then 1 part is equal to 25. Milk is equal to 5 parts, that is 125 liters. And water is 1 part, that is equal to 25 liters. Now, To this we are adding milk and water. Order is important. Hence I am writing in the same order milk and water. 5:6. That means to this we are adding 5 parts and water 6 parts we are adding. If the final quantity of milk was, final quantity of milk in the sense 125 plus 5 parts, this is equal to 500% of initial quantity of water. Initial quantity of water is 30 liters. 500% in the sense 5 times. 5 times of 30 is equal to 150. 125 plus 25 only will give you 150. That means 5 parts is equal to 25. Now what is your question? What was the quantity of pure water that was added? Water that was added here is 6 parts. If 5 parts is 25, 6 parts is equal to 30. 30 is our answer, which is fifth option, which is our final answer. Next. In T hours, a car covers 36 kilometers less distance covered by bus in the same time. Time is same. Car covers 36 kilometers less. As it is less, I am writing minus. If it is extra, I would write positive plus. The speed of the car is 12 kilometers less. If the speed is equal to 12 kilometers less, kilometer per hour, that means in 1 hour, car will cover 12 kilometers less than the bus. If it covered 36 kilometers less than the bus, then time that it was traveled was 3 hours only. Time was 3 hours. Now, had the speed of the car been 52 km per hour, what would have been the distance covered by it in T minus half? T is 3 hours. 3 hours minus half an hour in the sense 2.5 hours. 2.5 I can write it as 5 by 2. Distance covered is equal to speed into time. Time is 5 by 2. Into speed they mentioned as 52. 26 times. 5 times of 26 is equal to 130 kilometers. First option answer. For a meal in a restaurant, a customer got 10% happy hour discount, but paid 2.5% CGST and 2.5% SGST on the discounted rate. That means if initial price was 100%, he got 10% discount. That means 90%. And again on this he is charging 2.5% CGST, 2.5% SGST, total 5%. 5% of this number is 4.5. That means he is paying 94.5%. Had he got 200 rupees as discount and then paid the said taxes, that means market price there is no change. Now they are giving 200 rupees discount. That means after discount his bill is going to be 100% minus 200. And then they're charging same 2.5% CGST, 2.5% SGST, that is 5%. 5% of this number, that is 100% plus 5%. 5% of this number 10. 200 plus 10, that is equal to 210. Now he would have paid 42 rupees more. That means this number minus this one is equal to 42. 105% minus 94.5, that is equal to 10.5% is equal to minus 210 goes to the right hand side. This number minus this number is equal to 42. Minus 210 goes to the other side. That becomes positive number, which is equal to 210 plus 42, 252. Now, what was the price of the meal before discount? That means we have to calculate 100%. 5%. Yes. Difference is 10.5%. Minus 210 goes to the other side. From this, 105% is equal to 2520 and 100% is equal to 2400. 10% is 240, 5% is 120. If you add 120, you get 2520. So answer is 2400. Fourth option is our final answer. S1 is a series of 5 consecutive positive multiples of 4, whose sum is 100. So all these are 5 consecutive positive multiples of 4. Sum is equal to 100. Then average is middle number. 100 by 5, that is 20. So to get the next number, it is 24 and it is 28. Previous number 16 and it is 12. Fill the gap when it is really required. Just to make you understand the concept, I am writing these numbers. S2 is another series of 4 consecutive even numbers. 4 consecutive even numbers. Whose second lowest number is? That means this one is 6 less than the highest number. 6 less than highest number in the sense that is equal to 22. What is the average of S2? See, all are consecutive even numbers. Average in the sense middle number, that should be in between these two numbers. If it is 22, next number is 24 because all are even numbers. Between these two numbers, 23 will be there and this is our average. Average is 23, first option answer. At 10% lesser speed, a boat covers 110 kilometers downstream in 5 hours. So downstream speed is equal to 110 divided by 5, that is equal to 22 kilometer per hour. If the boat's usual speed is 400% more than, this is important, 400% more in the sense it will become 500% of the speed of the stream. So if the stream speed is equal to 1 part, man speed in still water is going to be 5 parts here. Now, according to the first condition, at 10% less than the speed in still water, man speed in still water is 5 parts. 10% is 0.5 parts. 0.5 parts less is 4.5. Downstream speed is equal to m plus s. That means 4.5 plus 1 part, that is 5.5 parts. So 5.5 parts can be treated as 11 by 2 parts is equal to 22. Then P is equal to 4 here. Now what is your question? In what time will it cover 120 kilometers upstream at its usual speed? Time to cover 120 kilometers in upstream. Upstream speed is equal to m minus s, that is equal to 4 parts. 1 part is 4, 4 parts is equal to 16. 4 30 times, 4 4 times. 30 by 4 is equal to 7.5 hours. 7 hours 30 minutes, first option is our answer. 7.5 hours, half an hour is equal to 30 minutes. Next. A's age 7 years ago was 10 more than half of his present age. 7 years back, A's age was A minus 4 was 10 years more than half of his age. That means A by 2. Take 2 to the other side. Take 2 common here. Right hand side you'll have A plus 20. Take 2 to the other side. That is 2A minus 14. When you take A to left hand side, A is equal to minus 14 goes to the other side plus 14. 20 plus 14, that is equal to 34. Now, A's present age is equal to, present age of A is equal to 34. Now, the respective ratio between B's age 4 years ago and A's age at that time was 2:5. 4 years back, A's age becomes 30. Order is important. B comes first, followed by A. B is 2 parts, A is 5 parts. If 5 parts is equal to 30, 1 part is 6. Then B age, 2 parts, 2 into 6, that is equal to 12. Now, if C's age is 12 years hence will be thrice of B's age 2 years ago. 4 years back, B's age was 12. Then 2 years back, in a sense, there is a gap of 2 years. You need to add 2 years, that becomes 14. And after 12 years, C age is going to be 3 times of this number. 14 3 times, that is equal to 42. What is C's present age? 12 years after C will be 42 years, then present age is minus 12, that is equal to 30. So 30 is our right answer, which is equal to fifth option. Next. When a student was selected from a class consisting of 25 girls, a certain number of boys, the probability of the student being boy is 3 by 8. That means boys are 3 parts out of total 8 parts. That means if boys are 3 parts, girls are 5 parts, then only total will be 8 parts. And you know that girls are 25 girls. If 5 parts is 25, 3 parts is equal to 15. Then total number of students 40. If 2 students were selected from this case, what will be the probability of exactly 1 girl and 1 boy being selected? So out of 40 total, we need to select two members. That can be done in 40C2 ways. That is equal to 40 into 39 divided by 2. And these are total outcomes. And we need to select one girl and one boy. One girl can be selected in 25C1 ways, that is 25 into one boy in 15C1, that is into 15. Denominator in denominator comes to numerator, that comes to into 2 here. Now 15 two times, I'll write it as 30. 0 0 gets cancelled. 3 13 times, that is 25 by 4 into 13 52. 25 by 52, first option is our answer. AB started a business. B's investment was 2.5 times that of A. That means investment of A and B, they are in the respective ratio 2:5. 2 parts and then 5 parts. B's investment was 2.5 times, they said. 2.5 can be written as 5 by 2. Denominator is 2. I'll start with 2 parts. The respective ratio between time period for which A invested and for which B invested was 3:1. That means into 3 and into 1. So profit sharing ratio of A and B is equal to 6:5. Then if the total investment made by AB together was 28,000, investment made by A 2 parts and B 5 parts, total 7 parts. 7 parts is equal to 28,000. Then 1 part is equal to divided by 7, which is equal to 4,000. Now the annual profit earned was 2,500 less than A investment. A's investment is 2 parts. Then that is equal to 8,000. Then total profit is equal to 2,500 less than this number, which is equal to 5,500. This is our total profit. Now what was the difference between A's share and B's share in the annual profit? Profit sharing ratio is equal to 6:5. Difference is equal to 1 part out of 11. That is 1 out of 11 among 5,500. 11 5 times and then 2 zeros. So difference is 500, which is our third option. So now with this we completed all the questions and we'll meet in next session. Thank you.